Greetings to you all in the name of Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Welcome to Story Saturday. It's another story with you. Let's get started. There was a cobbler in a street mending shoes and polishing, cleaning. So he had his small business nearby, and the people who walked in that street were all big businessmen and a lot of big shots. So he had an ideology to have it nearby so that his business will be good. So one fine day, two people approached him. Two men came towards him asking for the polishing. So he went and started cleaning and polishing. These two men were having a conversation about the stock market. So the prices in the stock market, the ups, the downs, and lot of things that they were discussing, and rise in the percentage of the profit and all those things. They were discussing very deeply. This cobbler cleaning their shoes, he was very interested in knowing the details about it. So he interrupted saying, "Sir, can you please explain more? What about the profits of this ABC company which is happening?" So this fellow who was standing there with all good dressing, he said, "Who are you? You are a small cobbler. You have to be mindful of what you're doing. You cannot interrupt in someone's discussion and discuss about their business. It's none of your business to ask all these things because you are fit for nothing and only you are fit for cleaning." So this cobbler shut his mouth and they departed. And after a while, there was a news saying a billionaire overnight. So who's this billionaire overnight? And everybody were pondering about it. And there comes this cobbler, a billionaire overnight. So the fellow who insulted him now sees him to be a billionaire. So then he recalls the conversation between him and then he sends his assistant asking him to come towards his office to give a speech. So the assistant went and spoke and the cobbler agreed to come and they all sat in a meeting room. And then this fellow is asked to give a speech about his success. So this cobbler was ready. He stood up and he said, "Sir, for you to be a millionaire by now, the stock market is like, yeah, can make someone overnight millionaire or even a pauper, a lot of things. So, how is your success journey that you have come all through this while? And explain us what you did. What are the tactics that you did to come up to this level so that you're shining today and it's an inspiration to all of them." So he started his sad story saying that I and my brother grew in a village where we both, had no parents and we had to live on our own. Suddenly, my younger brother, got lost, and then a lot of things changed in our life, and our lives went on, and a lot of people came by and went by. A lot of things changed in our lives, and I found my brother very recently, and then I also found that he's not going to live long, and he had a illness which cannot be treated, and that's when those people came up to me saying that your brother is now going to die and all his property is going to be transferred to you, and that's how I got this money and I became a popular millionaire. This shocked everyone, including the person who insulted him. Now this guy is like, he's not a overnight millionaire or something who's worked hard for it. It's just a change of tables. So that's my success story, and he was telling me further I have to check myself how to invest and where to invest. So here comes a lot of relativity when we connect this to our lives. There are a lot of people who think about future very seriously, and it's very good for everyone to plan about their future because that is one of the wise thing anybody have to do it. But again, the same thing, when you stand on a different perspective of things, you have to be very careful. Like, do not overthink a lot about your future. Spiritually talking, the things what we see in this world is all very temporary. It's not even, hardly things can stay with us, right? For that matter, anything in this world, comparatively, it cannot stay for a longer time. But the things above is what we have to always reach up to. That's what Paul says in the Bible. You know, always be focused on the above things that is being considered about your spirituality, about your knowledge about knowing God. A lot of times, what we do is like we are so concerned about the body. When we say the body is like you have to eat, you have to drink the right amount of water, and the people who are too much into diets and all, they have this strict diet, and this is the amount of food that you have to eat, and all these things they concentrate so much onto their body so that they have a very good health. Spiritually, if you see, they might be okay types, they might see God or no, but they are very much conscious about their whole body. So, after you die, your spirit and your soul does not die. It goes up to the giver of that spirited soul. Your body becomes like a cloth that is being thrown out. Obviously, you go into the pit and you've been closed. So, for the body, whatever you are living in this world, you're so concerned about treating it so well, and you're worried about things so much, and you have to, your future awaits you, and you have to put your heart, soul, and spirit in putting yourself and getting money, settling things, lot of things. But at the end of the time, when you want to die, there's nothing coming to take care of you, right? It's only you and your soul and spirit. So, how you're nourishing your soul and spirit is more important. Future plans and taking care of everything is definitely needed, but at the same time, God can change any blessing into curse and any curse into blessing. Whatever God has given us, you have to be happy about it. Because as we see in the story, a cobbler coming as a millionaire is something very, people can say it is a luck, right? So the same thing, but I would say it is a blessing of God, and it is the eyes of God that opens. In every characters of the Bible, if you see, it is God who decides to bless one, lift one, and throw the other. So it is the dependency of how much you take care of yourself in Christ. So I just wanted to quote a Bible verse in Proverbs 23:17. It says, "But don't be envied about the wicked prospering, but always be zealous for God, for Christ, for His life." That is more important, because money comes, money goes. For many people on this earth, they have lot of things that all comes in overnight. And if you see, at the end of the time, you also lose it overnight, right? Rich become poor, poor becomes rich, generous people become very stingy, a lot of things changes. So everything that in this world happening is all temporary. So look unto the Christ, who is a permanent giver, and a resting place for your soul and spirit is only in the presence of God. So yield yourself into it and have a blessed evening. Thank you.